Hello, this is Britt Caswell with another example video. In this video, I'm covering example 3 from section 3-7 in the SavvasRealize Algebra 2 textbook. So in this video, we are going to look at graphing transformations of cubic and quartic parent functions. Now, if you've seen any of my transformation videos, you will know that every single transformation works the same. It doesn't matter if you have a linear function, if it's squared, if it's cubed, if it's absolute value, if it's a square root. All right, these all work the same. So it doesn't matter what function we're looking at. So I'm going to say this could be 3 or 4 right here. All right, so it works for cubic and quartic. So all that we have to do is identify what these a, h, and k values do. So let me change colors to help you guys see it a little bit. If you do something outside of the grouping symbols, like a and k, you're going to have a vertical change. Okay, I'll tell you what changes they are, but understand if it's outside the grouping symbol, it's vertical. And if it's inside the grouping symbol, it's horizontal. Now, if you're multiplying, which we're seeing here with the a, you're going to have 3 things happen. You could have a reflection, a stretch, or a compression. So you have a reflection if a is negative. All right, so if there's a minus out here, it's a reflection. Now, to tell if it's a stretch or a compression, then we look at the actual value of a. So if a, the absolute value of it, I'm going to say because it could be a negative, but if the number itself is bigger than 1, you're going to have a stretch. And if the number itself is less than 1, so if it's like a fraction, like 1/2 or 1/4, you're going to have a compression. Now, if you add or subtract from the equation, these are always going to be some kind of translation. Okay, so here we're going to have translations. And because on a coordinate plane there's 4 directions you could go, there's 4 different translations you could have. All right, now the k stuff, the vertical stuff is pretty straightforward. If you're adding k, it's going to go up. And if you're subtracting k, it's going to go down. But the h feels backwards, okay? And that's because there's a minus in the equation. So if it says x minus h, you're going to go to the right. And if it says x plus h, you're going to go to the left. So just recognize that horizontal change feels a little backwards. Sometimes people like to put numbers inside here, multiplying to the x. That's another horizontal change, and it also feels backwards. Like if it's bigger than 1, it'll be a compression, and if it's less than 1, it'll be a stretch. But I'm not covering that in this video just because it's not often seen and it's a little harder to explain. Okay? So let's check out letter A here. So on letter A, we have 2 numbers impacting our situation. So first we have a 3 being multiplied, and it's being multiplied kind of outside of what I consider to be the grouping symbol. I like to put grouping symbols around whatever's being to the 4th power here. So this is going to be a vertical change, again because it's outside that grouping symbol. This one's also vertical, if you're wondering. Now we look, is it negative? It's not negative, so you don't have a reflection. However, it's bigger than 1, so you're going to have a vertical stretch. And they say that it's by a scale factor of 3. So if you remember scale factors from geometry, it's the same idea. So now here, the minus 18 is acting like our k. So we know it's a vertical change. Because it's addition or subtraction, we know that it's a translation. And that minus is telling you that it's going down. So this is a vertical translation down by 18 units. Alright, let's go ahead and let's try another one. So on this one, sorry, looking for colors I haven't used yet. So on this one, there's 3 numbers going on. Alright, there's 2 of them outside the grouping symbol. So these are going to be vertical. And there's 1 inside the grouping symbol, so this one's going to be horizontal. So now when I multiply by 5, I'm looking at either a reflection and then a stretch or a compression. Okay. Now it's positive, so there's not a reflection. And 5 is bigger than 1, so this is another vertical stretch. And it's a vertical stretch with a scale factor of 5. Now on these other two are addition and subtraction, so both of these will be translations. Now, inside the grouping symbol, when I have a translation, remember it feels backwards. So here where it says -2, that's going to take me to the right by 2 units. And then out here, the vertical translation is more straightforward. When I add 4, I'm going to go up by 4 units. Alright, so let's try just one last one. This is how they officially word it. How does the graph of the function, yada yada yada, differ from the graph of its parent function? So it's just asking what transformations have happened. Okay? And on this one, go back to purple, there's 2 things happening to the function, right? Now they are both outside of what's being cubed, so these are both going to be vertical changes. Now when I multiply by a number, I'm looking for a stretch or a compression. It's not negative, so it's not a reflection. So because 2 is bigger than 1, this is a vertical stretch with a scale factor of 2. Now here I'm adding or subtracting, so this is a translation. And the vertical translation is very straightforward, right? Plus is up, minus is down. So this one is going down by 5 units. So there we have it. There's some transformations that happen with cubic and quartic parent functions. Until next time.